Yo, what's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, you already know what time it is. This is Floridian Rollo coming at you with another video. So, I'm noticing that there's a few guys that has accepted the challenge of my talking point, and they are ready to travel somewhere every month. That's good to see. That's good to see that they've been watching this platform and that they are motivated to travel somewhere every month, even if it's in their particular state that they're currently in. And so, yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it. Y'all know who they are. They've been talking about it with their audience, and they've been making it known that they're going to do it in all 50 states before the year's over with. Could that happen? Absolutely, that could happen. That's a great thing to do. If you're going to do that, if you're going to travel every state every month, you're going to have to do at least out of the 12 months, a couple, maybe three. If you're going to do all 50 states and then travel maybe 2 to 3 places out of the country, 2 to 3 places out of America. We got Forever Studio in the house. What's up? That's a good challenge. That's a good challenge. And there's 12 months out of the year. Can you go to 12 states? That's even great. Now, if you could do all 50 within a year, okay, so let's say you go to one state per month. That's 50 states, 50 months. That's about, okay, 12, 12, 12, 36, 48. That's 4 years and 2 months if you're going to go every month somewhere. So if you double it or triple it, you could do it within a year or two. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be interesting. So I have a question. Okay, so I've been to 2 states thus far. Okay, besides Florida, and that is Georgia, Atlanta, and Dallas. So, I've been to Miami. I've been to, Atlanta, going through Atlanta and going through Dallas City. Let's just say I went to the city of Dallas. I went to the city of Atlanta. I didn't stay in those places. I've seen it though. And, I've seen Miami, of course, you've seen that. So, let's see. So I've been to 3 cities, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in Orlando, of course. So you can't count where I stay at. I don't count that because I stay in Orlando. So let's see. There's something to think about. I'm giving people a chance to look into what they're doing. So Corey right now, he's in Vegas. Cannon Corey, he's in Vegas right now. He accepted the challenge. Yeah, Cannon Corey accepted the challenge. He was just recently in the Bahamas, and now he's in Vegas as we speak. According to Anton Daniels, he has accepted the challenge, and he's considering either going to Alabama or San Antonio this month. Interesting. Very interesting. Some of them going to bring a lady with them, or, with Anton, his wife, his daughter. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's good. That's good. That's actually healthy to bring your family somewhere, or you go yourself, if that may be. Or you take your wife, you take your kids with you somewhere traveling. That's good. That's good. You know, because a lot of Americans don't get the opportunity to travel in their own state or let alone to another state. You know, it's been very minute as of late. You know, so to see these men, you know, talking with the audience about that, I have to talk to my audience. When was the last time you left your state? And if you go back to where you're from, that don't count. If I go back to New York, that don't count because I'm from New York, right? I can't count that. That don't count. Of course, that is a bucket list, you know, in the mix. I'm just saying I'm from there, so that don't count. That's like, you know, if you're from the South, a particular state in the South, and you move to the North, and then you go back to where you're from, that don't count. So Anton can't count Detroit unless he goes in the outer limits of Detroit. That's different. That counts. Not now, where you're from don't count. Because if I go back to where I'm from, that don't count. I'm from there. You know what I'm saying? You can't count where you're from, y'all, unless you go into the out the 30-mile radius. You know, without going out the 30-mile radius, you can't count it. And a lot of people have to take that into consideration. And so I'm going to ask this question to the audience, you know, whoever come in the comment section, whoever come in the live chat. When was the last time you traveled to a place you never been to? See, me going back to Vegas, technically it's been a few years. I ain't been to all of Vegas, so I can't say, oh, I've been to all Nevada. No. I've been to certain places in Vegas, yes. I ain't been to all Nevada. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I get the drift. Like, it's going to count because it's been a minute. Yet, I already been to a few places, so it's nothing new to me if I go to those places. What's going to be different? You get the drift? Maybe they adjusted the rooms, they adjusted the casino, you know, they adjusted the roads a little bit. It could be that. That's about it. The scenery may be better on my phone than my previous phone. You know, in terms of footage, that would be great. Yet going there, I've already been to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Now, I never been to North California. I've been to Southern Cal, not Northern Cal. So if I go to Northern Cal, that's a added on bucket list. If I go to Southern Cal, I've been there already, even if it's been a minute. You get what I'm saying? So the point is, if you go to familiar places, that don't count because you already done did it. That's like me, you know, dealing with a particular lady in a particular state, and I done been with her, and we decide to get back with each other. We already know who we are. We already dealt with each other. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I get back with her. Let's just say, I'm not saying I'm gonna do that. I'm just giving examples with the traveling. You've been there before. You already know what to expect, even if it's a little bit of change and adjustment, and you know, it's just what it is. That's like me going back to Jamaica, and I'll go to a certain part of Jamaica. I don't expect that much of a change, just the people, the interactions, that's about it. It may be different. Yet I might see some people I'm familiarized with. You get what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to get is, when you go to a particular state you haven't been to, that's going to be great. Like Dallas, I wasn't ever in Texas, and I went to Dallas and I had a great time. Same thing, you know, going through the city of Atlanta. Yes, I've been to the state of Georgia. I just have not been to going through Atlanta to go to where I went to. You get what I'm saying? So I challenge y'all to go somewhere you never been to before. You know, and that's a motivation to me. You know, to go somewhere I've never been before and see what it's like. And that's why I'm glad. Like, actually, Corey can't count Vegas. Honestly, yeah, it's on his bucket list. You can't count that. You from Vegas. You know about Vegas, Corey. Old girls from Vegas. You told me that y'all cool. You're not looking for a relationship right now. Okay, cool. You told me that in your reply to me. I know you're probably watching now because you're in, Vegas. You probably one of the few that's watching me late at night over there on the West Coast. Shout out to the West Coast. It's what 9:49 over there. And so I'm glad to see this. I'm glad to see this challenge. I'm glad to see the men are accepting this challenge because if you have the means to do it, then do it. If I motivated y'all, I know y'all ain't gonna mention my name. Y'all mention my name in code. Hey, it is what it is. You don't want your audience to know who I am. For whatever reason, they're gonna know who I am sooner or later. You can't stop. This is what I learned with YouTube. You can't stop from people from finding out who you're talking about. Eventually, your audience is gonna catch on. See, my audience is gonna know I'm talking about certain people based on the topic. They clear that even if I don't mention the name, they're gonna be like, "Oh, we know who you're talking about, Rahul." Yeah. Yes, I'll tell you guys, man. You guys that you got certain things going on in your life, whether you with a woman for the time being or not, whether you have children or not. Yeah, you should go somewhere every month. You should challenge yourself to go somewhere every month, especially if you got certain things taken care of right off the back. I don't see an issue of a man going somewhere every month and take some time off and enjoy himself or enjoy himself with his company. You know what I'm saying? I don't see an issue with that. I think a lot of Americans need to do that to reset. You get what I'm saying? To reset. And then when you go back into the field of work, I noticed that you could be a lot sharper and you have more sharper content or you have more sharper with your business acclimates that you got going on at the site. Shout out to certain companies that give their workers extra days off and they come in on certain days if they choose to. I just noticed that those type of people that have the, access to where you work for a few days and you off for a few days, some days you off, yeah, you need to relax your body. At the same time, you also need to get into some of your craft, of your work. Yeah, you definitely need to. You definitely need to as a man. And to you ladies out there that's holding it down, keep doing your thing too. I'm just talking to the men because a lot of men don't get the time to wind into just to get their mind clear. It's very important for that to happen. It's very important for that to happen, for a man to have his mind cleared and take some time off his greatness and just sit and watch the clouds and the sky is blue and drinking some water or, if you want to have something to drink in the meantime and just gather your thoughts and have that talk with the Most High and just chill. There's nothing wrong with that. You owe yourself that, y'all. You owe yourself time off and just, gather things together, get that reset button going so that when you go back into the site or you go back into doing your content, you're going to be more sharper. You're going to be more motivated. So, hey, travel helps, y'all. Let me show you an article, Travel is Healthy. Let me get to that real quick. And by the way, I lost by one on both tickets. The playoffs, and I lost with Major League Baseball by one. That's crazy. I'm telling you. I lost by one on both tickets. It's all right. Yep. I lost with the NHL, the Florida Panthers thing hit, and with Major League Baseball, I forgot what team it was. I forgot what team it was that didn't cover. Everybody else covered. That lets me know I'm getting closer. Travel is healthy. Let's get to that right now. Okay. All right. Let's get to it. Let's show y'all this real quick. All right. I don't know. Hold on a second, y'all. All right. It says travel makes you healthier. Women who vacation at least twice a year show a very significant low risk of suffering a whatchamacallit than those who only travel every 6 years or so. Ooh, travel every 6 years or so. Okay, this is what they're saying about that. Travel relieves stress. Traveling has been significantly proven to lower stress levels, and these benefits tend to linger for weeks after the trip has ended. Correct. Travel enhance your creativity. Facts. Foreign experiences increase both cognitive flexibility and depth and integrativeness of thought. Yep. Travel improves overall health. Traveling enhances our lives and can actually increase our life expectancy. That's correct. Travel boosts brain health. Traveling reduce stress, keep your body healthy inside and out, and boost brain health. Yeah, that's facts. A lot of people tend to have forget that. When I was in the traveling thing at the time with the people, that's one thing we all agreed that it's healthy to travel. And sometimes you need to reflect. You need a different scenery, if that makes sense. And Christ traveled. Most of the men in the biblical days travel. They didn't even see their wives or kids for a certain amount of days, certain amount of months, in most cases, years, you know, during that time. And so it looks like it's going back to that type of time that men realize that while they provided for their family and doing what they're supposed to do, they realize they need to take time off and reset. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I'll be honest with you, y'all. Those places I've been to really helped me during during my time being back. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. When I was in New York, I didn't really do too much, at that time. And I was literally just mostly in the house, what I'm saying, not going anywhere. And until I started, later on down the road, when I started, working for this particular company, and I'm out and out and then out and then out, I'm noticing that not only I lost weight, which I did, I lost tremendous amount of weight. I got back into going places and doing different things and interacting. That's very important. I'm gonna say this, it's very important as a man to interact. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be telling your business. It's just important to interact. You can talk about sports. You may want to talk about traveling. Have you been to this country? Talk to your coworkers. Be like, hey, have you ever been to this place? Do you know anything of this place? Just throw ideas to them, like to conversate. with your coworkers. Because if you're that type of person, you may not have nobody to talk to on the phone, or you don't have nobody to talk to in particular for whatever reason. My advice is to get those thoughts out, with the creator at the same time. If people at the site, you don't have to talk about relationships. That's none of their business. You don't talk about relationships. Talk about more so, travel, business opportunities. Hey, what made you, wanted to go somewhere every week? John, or, you see John coming to the site, he's always happy. Why? Because he goes and travel. He tries to balance his life. Most of us only know it's work. And while work can be healthy, if you don't do something outside of that, you're going to crash out. And that's what we're starting to see with certain people. They crash out. Why? Because they have not relieved their brain from work, if that makes sense. They have not relaxed their body, their spirit, their mind. And what ends up happening is when you overwork yourself and you don't get time to do other, things. Like, look what Ringo does to get his thoughts clear and his mind going. He does garden, right? He does other things, working on the studio, other things to keep his mind going, balance out. You gotta have balance. One point is you do your work, yet you got your other craft going on, and you gotta have balance. You gotta go out and chill, take a walk in the park, just sit there. When you get up, like most people I know here in Florida, they don't go straight home. They either go to the park, do volleyball, they go swimming, and if they with their lady, they go with their lady, they drive somewhere before they go home. They pick her up, or she got her vehicle, and they meet up somewhere and go out for a little bit before they go home. Why? Because you want to release the tension before you go back in the house. You've been up on your feet most of the day, and you just want to whine. Yeah, you want to go straight home, yet you don't want to do that, to be honest. And that's one thing I love about Florida is that the people don't go straight home. People I talk with, they don't go straight home. They get in their vehicle, they go somewhere with their homegirls, or if they with their husband, they go somewhere with their husband, or whatever man they dealing with, or it could be multiple men. You know how it goes. It don't matter what state you in. The point is that they have somebody to go see. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that, which I already know, is it's important to travel. It is. It is. It's healthy, y'all. You know, they got people out here pushing this, you know, don't go here, don't go there, this is going on. And while I was talking to this Colombian lady, and she was telling me that, Colombia has changed a lot. I said, yeah, I heard. I heard it from her because she's from there. And, her family's from there. And she told me she was from New York and she moved to Jersey. And she's a lady in her, I would say 50s. She don't look it. Because a lot of these, Latino women, they take care of themselves. They're proud of taking care of themselves. So if you was to see her, you would think she's in her 40s. However, she's in her 50s. And so, she's married, and she was the cab service to take me back to my place. And so, because I went out and chilled and just, chill out. Sometimes it's good to chill out. You don't have to necessarily go straight home. Chill out and just, gather your thoughts and stuff like that. It's good to get some air. It was nice and chilly. So I wanted to enjoy the win. I wanted to enjoy it. You know, something happened in the neighborhood today, and when we was coming back, and I was telling her, while something happened in the neighborhood, it's not like it used to be. How how kind of crazy it is. Even though it's a decent area where I stay at, it's not crazy like that. It has its moments, just like anywhere in America. You could be in a great neighborhood, somebody get into an argument, somebody, you know, messing with somebody, old lady. When you stay in these communities, man, it be going on, man. Like people don't realize how crazy it is. It could have been over somebody messing with somebody, old lady, and she just had enough with the dude, and talk to her old man, and he find out that she was dealing with somebody, because that's what I believe happened. Because there was a lot of officers. There was a lot of officers, and normally it's not, you know, because of some ninjas. It's not always the ninjas. It's a lady, like another neighbor's house better than her husband's house. That stuff goes on. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is real, y'all. And so that's why I believe really happened for them to be out there in full pledge. Because if it was a shooting, they would have I know in Florida, if it's a tragedy, they would have blocked off where I stayed at. They would have blocked off the whole 12 blocks. No matter where you stay at in Florida, that's what they would do. They would block off the whole 12 blocks. You would not be able to go. I have seen situations to where you would not be able to go to your house until the investigation is over. So I know it's a somebody messing with somebody, and I'm not going to get into where I stay at. Just know that, yeah, it's a good area. It's just that back in the days, it was crazy, and it's not compared to further up north where they got where it be wild. It be really wild in a certain part of Orlando, and people don't know you. Never seen your face. Yeah, you don't want to go there unless you know somebody, like seriously know somebody. And even that, you got to be mindful. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like any place, man. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get y'all to see, because even with your travels, you're going to know about dealing with different people, different energies, and it will sharpen you. And it has sharpened me to have that conversation with her. And I say thank you for letting me know what's going on, because I haven't talked to my Colombian friends in a long time due to the fact they're busy. They marry and stuff like that. And they go a lot of places. That one of them was recently in Paris, and the other ones was in I'm trying to think of the other country. Was it Brazil? I think Brazil they went to. Well, I mean that's kind of like native to them in a sense. It's far, yeah, it's kind of native. So yeah, I mean that is their first time there. So so that's why I saw and they post on Instagram. And that's another thing. You want to have people around you that travels, that travel for the right reason. Let me say that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to encourage you. It's going to motivate you. So, hey, that's pretty much about it. You know what I'm saying? There's not going to be no reaction, of course. I'm just talking. And shout out to them. Shout out to Anton and shout out to Ken and Corey. I could show you a little bit of Ken and Corey's video. I could do that if y'all want. Let me do that real quick. We're gonna close it out with that. Yeah, because I gotta get some rest right now. I could show you. Uh, I could show you this real quick. Yeah. See what? Let me show you what he's talking about. Yeah, yeah. Let me do this. So he just recently got there. All right, he just recently got to Vegas. I would say he got there after he did a consultation, or may not have been a consultation with one of the ladies that y'all seen in my chat. He met up with her in DC. Uh, One of the ladies in the chat he met up with in DC. And she threw an event. So anyway, let's listen to a little bit of this. Let's listen to a little bit of this real quick. Let's see what he's talking about.
For example, they want guys to have all these specific stats, right? And the hardest part about them is not finding a guy. It's just hard to find a guy that has all the stats. And instead of just being like, okay, well, he has 3 out of 4 things that I like, or he has 2 out of 4 things that I like, I can work with that. No, they'd rather just be like, no, I only want the guys who got 4 out of 4, And I'm sure it's much more than 4 things that they want, but they only want the guys that got 4 out of 4, which dropped their dating pool down.
I noticed Vegas changed a lot. Yeah, Vegas changed a lot. It's not what it was when I went back in 2017. Yeah, it's changed a lot. I mean, it got the palm trees still. I mean, the scenery is okay. I don't know what type of phone he's using or what type of, program he's using. It's decent. I mean, he's down in the strip, of Vegas. I mean, it's all right. It's all right. I know it's very hot. I don't know if no, it can't be that hot because if it was hot, I don't know what the temperature is in Vegas. I don't know. Anyway.
To such a small percentage that they start to get the perception that things are hard. Anyway, speaking of perception, I don't know if you guys can see in the background, but there's a hotel.
Well, if I see the couple with jackets and sweaters on, it must be very chilly over there. It's not hot yet.
So that when I first came to Vegas, I stayed at. It's called the Treasure Island. That's where I actually met one of my friends. Her name is Ashley Cash. She's been in a lot of my videos lately. We met.
Oh, so y'all met there. So you met her. Okay, so you met her at the hotel. Now that's good. That's good. Like I tell you guys, you can meet a woman in a hotel. That's definitely not a surprise. Okay, so he makes it clear where he met her at. So when he probably went to Vegas, I don't know how many times he's been to Vegas. That's his business. I just know he's saying that he met her there. Okay. He told me in the comment section he's not ready for not a relationship with her yet. That's what he's telling me, or he's not ready for a relationship with a woman yet. I will say this. Hey, I was just throwing it out there just because, it would be good to see them together. However, he said he's not ready. So it's not a forcible thing, Corey. I don't want you to think I'm forcing you to be with her. I'm just giving you, my observation of seeing y'all together. There's some chemistry there. You know what I'm saying? You just say you're not ready. And so I believe she's ready to deal with you. You're just not ready to deal with her. You have your reasons. Now, I'm going to say this, Corey, respectfully. I'm going to say this respectfully. If she's finding somebody, don't be crying about it. You have guys that I have seen, finally, got around to ready to be with the woman, and then she found somebody else. You can't listen. At the end of the day, I learned this a long time ago. If a woman has interest in you and she sees potential in you and she believes in you, and you know that to be the case, you could still get to know her. Yet, bro, it's going to get to a point that's going to wear off and she's going to find somebody else. And that's when you're going to be like, oh man, I was ready. By the time you're ready, she already done moved on. That happens. Because I'm going to tell you, a woman, depending on who she is, has a time frame of, that high interest in you, and then she sees that you're not really ready at a particular time, she's going to find somebody else, man. Let's go.
Met right here at this hotel because I stayed there for the first time in my life, and I was out here shooting a wedding and doing content. I reached out to her to do some content, and ever since then, we kind of just been inseparable. She had my back when I didn't have anything. Then it was usually during that time as well. I had a bad situation happen to me.
Okay, so he's explaining that he had a bad situation happen to him. Interesting. So she was there for you in time of need. Let's hear what he says.
She had my back, and I never forgot that moment. So that's why you guys see her popping up even more lately, is because, excuse me, it's because I kind of fell out of like sync with like contacting her. I just wasn't being the best friend myself. So I really just been kind of reaching back like to the people who mean a lot to me, especially after I lost one of my best friends last year. It's just been making me realize the people in my life who's been there and have my back, I want to always keep them around and let.
Oh, you admitting sorry for the loss of your friend. I know that could be tough. Losing somebody you know for a long time or gotten to know, and you pushed away. I'm glad you admit that. Now that makes sense of why you said what you said in the comment section. You're the one who's afraid of commitment 100%. Now I get that. You know what I'm saying? I myself is very precautionary too. At the same time, you do have someone who believes in you. That's the difference of want to be with you. Now, women could believe in you, don't want to be with you. That could be the case. That could definitely be the case. Just because a woman, believes in you doesn't mean she want to be with you. That could be true. I just think with Ashley, Corey, that she really wants to be with you because she has options just like you do. You kind of have options according to you of what you've been around. So it is what it is. Let's continue.
Let them know I had their back as well. But anyway, let's get back to this whole dating situation, because I know that's why you guys really clicked on this video, is because you guys just want to know my opinion on, is it harder for men or women? And realistically, we all know what it is, man. Men have it much, 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 much harder in the dating world, in the dating market. Hold on, let me cross the street. This car's waiting on me. Men have it much, much harder in this dating world. I honestly thought that was like not a secret, but apparently it seems to be a mystery thing to a lot of people. Oh, right now we are coming upon one of my favorite looking hotels in Vegas. By the way, if you guys have never been to Vegas, this is also kind of like doubling as like a little
Nothing wrong with that. Definitely nothing wrong with that. And yeah, it's important for men and ladies, particularly men, to get out, to get some clarity.
Venetian is like one of those places where you just automatically feel like all of a sudden you're not in America anymore. The Venetian is so fire, so fire. I mean, look at this. If I was a guy out here living in Vegas, I just would have an endless supply of dating options. Sometimes I don't understand why people are finding it hard to date out there, especially when you live in a place like this. Now in DC, I can see why, because DC sucks. Weather's always horrible. You don't got views like this in DC, unless maybe you're here at the wharf, but not like this. Well, I kind of take it back. I'm kind of backtracking a little bit, because there are some places, but not nowhere near as many as this view right here. The Venetian is just one of those one of a kind places, man.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, Corey, which one you going to do? Because you're talking about that Vegas is an opportunity. See, now I got to get on you, man. Because see, you speaking in code, Corey. It's okay, man. If Ashley is really into you, Corey, bro, I'm telling you, man, just go for it, man. If it does, if you can't go into the situation thinking negative about it, because I haven't seen anything negative of your interaction with her. But by what you show us everything, what she's about. She allowed you to record her, which a lot of women do not like for the most part. So she'll allow you to do that. And she's comfortable with you to be on your live stream. So that's a good thing. That's a plus. You're not no creep. You're not no weird person, because she the type, she ain't got time for nonsense. So which Corey is gonna be? Is it gonna be the Corey that wants to do content and do comparison notes with men and women, when you are in the upper tier of opportunities of getting women that want you? There's women that want you, Corey, not want to, tolerate you because of your success. You get what I'm saying? Hey, you got to see it for yourself. Just like, most guys would love to be in your shoes, Corey. They would love to have those good problems. And you don't realize that they cheering you on. Yeah. Relationships is bad. Nah, I'm telling you, man, bro, you got a woman that's successful. You're successful. You don't have to let the world know, what's going on. You're saying that the dating is better than Vegas. So what you're telling us, Corey, is, who's in Vegas. She's in Vegas. You're tired of DC. If you want to relocate to Vegas, that's your decision. Nobody's stopping you, Corey. And what I want to tell you guys is nobody's stopping you from where you want to move to and where you want to stay at. Nobody's stopping you. You're stopping yourself. Yeah, Forever Studio, yeah. He don't. I just think that the man has to figure out what he wants to do when it comes to relationship. Everything else is on point. We got to give him that. Everything else is on point. He's not ready. If you're not ready for a relationship, then why are you talking about relationships? Why you ain't talking about business? Why you ain't talking about telling the men, hey, man, you got to get out there and travel, see the world? He every time he goes to another country or another state, Corey, it's always about relationships. He just might as well just be ready, man. He's ready. He admitted that he's scared to commit. He's scared to commit. And he should be very lucky, Ashley, pick up his phone call when he didn't call her for a minute. He should be very lucky. Very lucky. Let's go.
Definitely got to take a little boat ride one of these days and get the little vibe of riding around with the guy pushing the stick on the boat. I don't even know what it's called. I mean, all I'm saying, ladies, is that I don't see dating as being that hard. Because, what's the hardest part about a date for y'all? Deciding if you just like someone or not. You didn't have to do anything to probably put together the arrangements or the plans, or to make sure you're on time or anything like that, or financially worry about anything. You just get to sit there and make a decision on if you want to do another date or not. That's the hardest part. It's, do I want to do another date? That's the hardest part. It's crazy to me. So I don't know what to say, bro. Okay, there's a lot going on over here. I got completely distracted. I just want to give you guys another view. This is so dope. This is dope. Do that thumbnail shot.
Yeah.
Just stay here at this hotel, literally all day. This is such a photogenic hotel. Oh man, I wish I could just live in a city like this. This is a really dope little city. I might need to see if I can get a transfer. I probably wouldn't have no problems dating if I transferred to Vegas. Probably have no problems.
I'm gonna rewind that back again. Listen.
This is a really dope little city. I might need to see if I can get a transfer. I probably wouldn't have no problems dating if I transferred to Vegas. Probably have no problems. All right, maybe a little, because the women out here may be on something totally different than what I'm used to them being on. Because in DC, they got their own bread, and they're not trying to live off nobody else, and they're not trying to date guys because they got that bread. Well, no, I think no matter where you go, women are always trying to date guys who got that bread. Sorry, y'all, the mic died while I was shooting this. I hope the audio coming from this camera is good enough to keep going. It's usually pretty good. But one fatal flaw that I have been realizing while I've been talking and doing this video is that, I didn't mention the fact that everybody has their own ideas of what they want out of a relationship. And I think that's going to honestly drastically sway the opinion on whether it's harder for men or women. Because depending on what you want out of a relationship, those goals or those objectives could definitely be a pretty difficult thing to obtain, especially if they're, really high. So,
all right, let me show y'all the comment section. Let's go to the comment section. So y'all see me gonna write here. I said to him, I said, have fun in Vegas and get with Miss Vegas in the relationship. He said, nah, I'm not ready for a relationship right now, but I keep traveling for sure. Now, you see, he's doing that because he's watching our content when it comes to traveling. That's good that you're traveling, yet you have a woman that looks like she wants to get in a relationship with you. Now, somebody thumbs it up and let him know what's going on. So he did reply to me. He replied to me within that time frame. So, hey, Corey, man, look, at the end of the day, I'm seeing something that you may not want to hear because it's nothing wrong traveling. No, I'm not telling you to stop traveling. I thumbs up the video. I really want to see you win. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, man, you got somebody that is in Vegas that has the connections. So I don't know what you're waiting for. What you afraid of, Corey? What are you afraid of? You're afraid of commitment? You think she's going to leave you for somebody else better? I don't know. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me what you think. Yeah, and that's very rare for a woman to want to travel with you. Yo, you're right. What are the odds of seeing a woman want to travel with you out of the blue? You go to Bahamas, she's there. You go to Miami, here she comes. She's not really into LA. We could tell she's not into DC. She's not into DC or LA. You know what I'm saying? Miami, she was happy to go there. She went with you to the Bahamas and she's in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Ashley's into the exotic stuff. Yeah. He knows she's into that exotic stuff because she's in Vegas. Vegas is exotic. Even though it's not where it used to be, it still got some perks. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. If she thought that he wasn't that fun, she would not take her time out of her schedule to see you in different places, different locations. Women don't just jump up and do that just for any man. So obviously she sees something in you, Corey. Most guys can't even get their women to how can I say this? Most men have not ever experienced, going places with women, like different places like that. They'll go with their homegirls before they go with their husbands. This is crazy, man. Well, you'll find out. Because sometimes, I tell y'all, sometimes a man needs to know about somebody else having interest in her. That's when you're gonna see him realize that he done messed up. Because I'm gonna tell y'all this. Just because you talk to a woman doesn't mean she gonna give you leeway if you're not ready to get serious with her. She gonna find somebody else that want to be serious with her. She'll keep you around. You may say, Rollo, why would she want to keep me around? She'll keep you around until she find the person she wants to be with. That's it. That's your fault. It's your fault. You put her out there in the universe, Corey. Me personally, I'm not saying I'm going to get with her. That's not what I'm saying, Corey. So don't come for my neck. What I'm saying is, if she starts looking into other guys, especially she saw my comment. I know she saw my comment. She saw my comment, and so she probably thinking like, "Dad, Rollo sees it." Of course, she ain't gonna tell you what's on her mind. That's for you to see, Corey. And she might look into my comment very serious. So we'll find out. We'll find out. And let's go play Anton. I want you to listen to Anton real quick. We're gonna close it out with Anton Daniels because I got Anton talking. I want you to see. Hold on a second. Let me go to the video. I definitely got to close it out after this. I definitely got to close it out after this. This is. I got you to listen to this so y'all can see Anton listening to me. Yeah, let's get to Anton Daniels. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. All right, here we go.
Every single month, and I'm going to make a solo journey, and I'm going to I am going to pick a different state, a different city. You found me off the high roller video? I am going to pick a different state, a different city, maybe even a different country every single month, and I'm going to make a solo journey. And I'm going to discover every single thing that I can about that place. I want to know about the churches. I want to know about the culture. I want to know how people are living. I want to know off the high roller video.
Listen.
I am going to pick a different state, a different city, maybe even a different country every single month. And I'm going to make a solo journey. And I'm going to discover every single thing that I can about.
He said he's going to make a solo journey. Did you hear that, Forever Studio? Did you hear that? He said every month he's gonna pick a country, a city that he hasn't been to, a solo journey. Did I not say that, Forever Studios? Those viewing in the clouds. Listen again. We got him.
Join me for a few of the dates, whatever. I said, but every single month for the foreseeable future, who knows, for the next 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, every single month, I am going to pick a different state, a different city. You found me off the high roller video? I am going to pick a different state, a different city, maybe even a different country every single month. And I'm going to make a solo journey. And I'm going to discover every single thing that I can about that place. I want to know about the churches. I want to know about the culture. I want to know how people are living. I want to know what the nightlife is looking like. I want to know what the weekends look like there. I want to understand exactly how people are doing things on the streets. I am going to pick both small, southern, western, eastern, Midwest, middle of America, mountain time. As long as I got good Wi-Fi, I'm good. As long as I have good Wi-Fi, I'm good.
As long as he has good Wi-Fi, he's good. So what does that tell you? He's doing what is expected. You go to a place, you want to go to the number one place in that particular place. And so he's taking the talking point of what I'm saying, and he's telling his audience what he's going to do. And that lets you know he's watching my platform. He's watching. He's watching. He's watching. You'd be surprised how many people you could motivate on this YouTube without you even knowing it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
I'm going to pick a different city, a different state, and I am going to rediscover what made me great. And it was my curiosity. It was my curiosity to understand other cultures. It was my curiosity to look at the architecture. It was my curiosity to know what people really wanted by really being outside as much as possible. And I love my city. I've created a great space for me to exist in as far as Detroit, Michigan. I love.
Here we go. 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 I didn't listen to this, y'all. All right. We get into the juicy part. Let's go.
Discover what made me great. And it was my curiosity. It was my curiosity to understand other cultures. It was my curiosity to look at the architecture. It was my curiosity to know what people really wanted by really being outside as much as possible. And I love my city. I've created a great space for me to exist in as far as Detroit, Michigan. I love my city. I love my studio. I love my spaces. I've cultivated something really, really great. But see, the thing about me is that if I get content, then I'll get in a lull. And if you get in a lull, you start to get comfortable. You start to get comfortable, you don't push yourself. And I need to push myself. I need to live every.
The reason why I say it's getting juicy is because he's telling you that while he has everything set up in his own city, his own hometown, he visit his hood and all this stuff, he realized that the more comfortable you get, the edge, you lose it. Your mentality is not as strong as it used to be. And he's seeing me and others who's doing it on a, upcoming, sort of say. We upcoming. You know what I'm saying? I'm going into my upcoming season. And so he's like, okay, he's watching. And he's like, okay, this guy here, yeah, he don't have a family. He knows people. He's connected. He may not be as connected as I am, for the most part. Yeah, he's connected and he's doing it with a decent budget. He's not on the budget I'm on. In comparison, he's not, on that type of time. He wants to see people win. I can see that he wants to see people win. At the same time, he's like, man, this guy's doing it with the little he have, and he's doing it with ease. I got to go out there because if he going out there, I got to go out there. He's motivating me in retrospect, and I have everything he wants to get into. Whatever it may be, he's thinking about that. He's like, Dad, this guy's coming, man. This guy's coming. Corey's saying the same thing. They're like, yo, we got to get this going. And mind you, Corey said he don't want to be in a relationship. Anton want to go certain places by himself. It's not saying he don't take his wife and daughter somewhere. He's at that point now. He's like, man, I gotta see these places, man. I'm gonna let my wife and my daughter, go do their thing, and I'm gonna do my thing sometimes by myself. It is what it is. Let's go.
Every day like it's my last. So I used to take these journeys all the time. I would go to a different state. I would go to Vegas. I would go to different places. And I would just live, and I would live with myself, and I would live with God, and I would be in this solo haven to where, conversations with God, conversations with myself. And I would take, a week and every month or something like that, every few months, and just go and just figure it out, drive through the mountains and understand it. I want to go and understand every single culture and every single place. And so that is what my goal is starting this month. I need to figure out a budget now. I'm thinking about it. That's the problem with a lot of these inspirational spirit of moment things is that
you heard that part? You heard that part? Yeah, Anton. Tell it. Tell it, Anton. Anton, come on. Tell us. Speak it.
Week and every month or something like that, every few months, and just go and just figure it out, drive through the mountains and understand it. I want to go and understand every single culture and every single place. And so that is what my goal is starting this month. I need to figure out a budget now. I'm thinking about it. That's the problem with a lot of these inspirational spirit of moment things is that you don't really take everything into consideration. You just go. That's my thing. I just do. When I opened up my first business, I came up with it over the weekend and I just went. And then when I opened up my restaurant, I just came up with it over the weekend and I just started going. And so if you think too hard about it, if you think too long, if you plan too long, you'll start to get analysis paralysis and you won't do anything.
That's a fact. That's a fact, Anton. That's a fact. That is a fact. The more you overthink it, the more you ain't going to do it. I do agree with that. I've been there a couple of times. I had to sneakily smack myself out of it with the Most High and just do it, and everything went great. Let's go.
If you think too long, you'll start to get analysis paralysis and you won't do anything.
That's a fact.
So
That's a
I
fact.
need to come up with a budget.
Here we go.
Chat, what should my budget be?
Here we go. What should your budget be? You heard it. You heard it. What should your budget be? He's asking the chat. Let's see what they say. We're going to close it out with this.
Chat, tell me what my budget is. What's my monthly budget for going to a different place? And I'm gonna document the whole thing. But see, the thing is if the budget is too big, then it's unrealistic because you don't really get to experience the culture the way you want to. So you gotta live kind of sort of like regular people, and you gotta plan like regular people, and that's what's gonna make it interesting. Chat, what's my budget?
Did you hear that part? You got to make it interesting like regular people. Now, why did he say that? What he's trying to tell? What Anton's trying to tell me? Anton's trying to tell me something. You should do it like regular folks. Anton. You've been listening. I say I don't want to do regular things like I used to. You know, I'm not a regular person. You know, I'm elite. Just like you're elite, Anton. You're elite. However, you know, regular folks do have a little bit more fun at times than elite people do. Yeah. Let's continue to hear what he has to say.
Your car says 10K. I like that. Mr. Youngblood said he says 27. Trini says 20,000 a month. Sabrina says 15. Y'all got some big budgets, I see. Jerry says 15 to 20. Keisha says facts 20,000. 10 Ball says J Ben. K Lily 3K. Dion Sardines 20. Jennifer says 15. $300. All right, Deshaun, you on your own on that one. Brandon says 20. Brandon L says $1 million a month. Spend $1 million a month. That's crazy. Anya says 10. Paul says 10. King brother. So 10K look like the consensus. I'm gonna go with what the consensus is. Earl says 5. Gabby.
Well, I mean, you know that 10K a month is good. Yeah, 10K a month is good. 20 and 50 and $1 million, nobody doing that. On average, yeah, you need to have at least 10K if you're gonna go somewhere, you know, on average, if you could do that. But it's very difficult for most people to save that. It could be doable. It's just that most people don't have the time to save that type of money. So that's pretty much about it, y'all. I'm gonna close this out because I gotta rest. Appreciate it, Forever Studio, for the support. As always, coming through. And yeah, that's pretty much about it, y'all. Yeah. Appreciate y'all tuning into the show. I see that I lost by one on the ticket. I lost with the hockey and I lost with one of the Major League Baseball games. And the Nuggets did win the game. Yeah. They won by 2. I picked them to win, and I picked the Knicks to win. Guess what? The NBA's been hitting for me. The NBA's been hitting for me. It's just the hockey. One team with the hockey is not covering. And the Florida Panthers lost to, I think it's the Maple Leafs 5-4. Florida, man. Come on, Florida. Why y'all doing this to me? Why Florida's doing this to me? Forever Studios, why Florida's doing this to me, man, on the ticket? Yeah, I picked the Knicks to win tonight. I just lost with the ticket. The Panthers didn't cover in the hockey. In baseball, I lost by 1-2 or 2. I think it's 1 or 2. I lost with baseball. Let me see if the Mets won. Let me see. Yeah, the Mets won yesterday. Yep. Ooh. Ooh. I think I did. Let me check something. Let me go to it. Let me check. Yeah, let me check this. Let me check to see if I lost by one on the ticket on baseball. Let me check real quick. I'm going to check, and yep, I lost with the White Sox. And yeah, I lost by one. If I was studio, I'm gonna do a wow. 2 games canceled, so I would have won some money. I can't believe this. Kansas City, I would have won a ticket tonight, y'all. Wow. 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 No cap. And yeah, Florida Panthers. Yep. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm gonna get on out of here, y'all. You know, this losing by one, it's like, yeah, it's time to hit, man. It's time to definitely hit. Yeah, I didn't put the I'm gonna put up the sports thing today. Yeah, so I put my ticket in just now, earlier today. Let's see how it goes. You know, I know I'm closer than what I expected because I've been hit. It's been hot. Except the White Sox didn't win and the freaking Florida Panthers didn't win. Also, I had to put in a new ticket today. Brown royalty to the people, we the business. Y'all take it easy out there and peace.